19th, 2023, 7:03. Call this meeting to order. May I have roll call, please?
Mayor Orndorff?
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Here.
Commissioner Watson?
Here.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Can I invite Pastor Dr. Brian Robinson for the invocation, please? You could explain the whole why I did that. But.
So before I pray, I had Lisa's children in school. I retired as principal over at Rick Avenue School, and so I had her kids. So for 10 years or more, she's known me one way, and well, just got my new title tonight. So you're allowed to stumble for a while. Let's pray. Oh God, who gives wisdom, we ask that you would grant wisdom to our city's leader in this meeting tonight. We know they've been given a responsibility by you, and so, Lord, we ask that they would have ears to hear fairly, judgment of what's right and wrong, not likes and dislikes, wisdom to act justly and give mercy. We ask that you would bless this city that we love so much, those who have much, those who have little, and those who have nothing. We thank you for all those who assist our city in any way, whether working through city government or the many volunteers and organizations in this city. Lord, we ask that you would oversee all that's said and done here tonight, and we pray it in the name of the one whose birth we celebrate this season. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to this agenda?
Yes, Mayor, we had 4. We had the addition of resolution item number 7, amending resolution number 280-2023, approving a request for a performance guarantee release for 719 Orange Street. The second is the addition of resolution item 8, authorizing a contract with our Briscoe Enterprises Incorporated for an Airwork Street retention pond repair. Item 3 is an amendment of resolution number 5 to include Commissioner Watson and Commissioner Hewitt on the negotiating committee in the resolution. Item 4 is an addition of resolution number 9 to approve a settlement agreement with Robin Young in the amount of $60,000 after mediation by Judge Donio.
Thank you. No presentations, correct?
Correct.
Does someone want to pay the bills?
Sure, I'll make a motion to pay the bills. Second motion.
I have a motion and a second to pay the bills. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes and to proceed with the regular order of business, October 3rd, 2023 regular session, and October 17th, 2023 regular session.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve and dispense of meeting minutes for October 3rd, 2023 and October 17th, 2023. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody has any comments or questions about the agenda items, please come to the podium. State your name and concerns. Please limit those comments to 5 minutes.
Please excuse my congestion if I'm hard to understand. Good evening. First, I would like to just acknowledge the tremendous amount of humility and gratitude that my wife and I feel tonight. So please let me start by saying thank you to Mayor Orndorff and the commissioners Watson, Romanek, Hewitt, and Soy. Thank you for your time and this opportunity. My name is Damon Reese. If you don't know, my wife, Nicole Reese, and I, we are the owners and managers of Happy Cola Brands, LLC. We are a craft micro-cultivation company that caters to connoisseurs who are enthusiastic, not just about their culture, but also about their cannabis. At its core, Happy Cola is all about passion and compassion. My true inspiration for cultivation began out of compassion and love. And so that fundamental translates into everything that we do and represent. We strive to stay in tune with the significance of our impact. not just through the quality of our practices and product, but also through the impact on the community as well as the environment. We believe that our values and our commitments should always supersede our revenue projections. Our mission and model focus on our passion and care for the industry and our desire to share the success of Happy Cola with all those around us. For instance, with the assistance of UFCW 360, we believe we can offer our employees the best opportunities possible. In our development plan, we are not only committed to incorporating green energy technologies to mitigate our eco-footprint, but we also are committing a significant percentage of our growth space for our organic produce donation program, which we hope will provide fresh produce for local kids and families. We also have plans to establish a successful reintegration through cannabis mentorship program, where we will partner with NJ STEP to offer potentially life-changing opportunities to men and women returning home. We believe that we will not only help establish a standard in the industry, but we will also aid in spreading awareness and destigmatization. Happy Cola has been in its development for well over a decade, and we are extremely excited to share the culmination of our life experience with the city of Millville and the state of New Jersey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I said Damon and Nicole, did I hear those names right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing nobody else, will close the public comment on agenda items only. Move to petitions and letters, please.
Yeah, I just need a motion to receive and file a letter from the New Jersey Department of Transportation regarding aeronautical facility license application from David Rain.
So moved.
Second motion.
Motion second on petitions and letters, item number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is a letter from Mayor Orndorff appointing Kim Barfield as a member of the Millville Housing Authority to fill the unexpired term of Heather Garrison, with said term expiring December 1st, 2025.
So moved. Second motion.
I have a motion second on item number 2. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek?
Yes, I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays and welcoming in the next new year. As far as the 5th floor, we are actively doing foreclosure tracking, and the Secretary Somerville is being now as a part of that process, as well as non-payment and registration of rentals. With identifying many non-registered rentals that are still outstanding for this current year, throughout the current year. We have produced a lead inspection letter to be mailed out, and Wanda Somerville will also be leading and handling that spreadsheet. We had a little bit of a rearranging of the 5th floor with all of housing being on one side and all of construction being on one side, making it more streamlined for the public when they do come up and visit. That is actively ongoing, so if you do visit the 5th floor, you will see some boxes and furniture moving. That's just for the move. Other than that, Mayor, that is all for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes, thank you. Need to start off with, as of January 2nd, 2024, Millville Municipal Court is back in Millville where it belongs. We have built a entirely new team, 2 former employees, but they have taken different positions. We have a new judge, we have a new court administrator. We even added, actually we have 1 more person to what we normally did. All court proceedings will start January 2nd. Our court days will not be Monday, Tuesdays. They will be Tuesday, Wednesday. That's due to a lot of different things with all the court systems in the area, which puts a different situation with our prosecutor, our public defender, and such. So with discussions, we will be doing Tuesday, Thursday courts. People will see things are cleaned up pretty good up there. They'll see that it's going to be much more professional. We're adding a second pay window, all in a moving forward to just keep things going smooth and without situation. I'd like to thank the city of Vineland for their assistance during this time. And I can't name everybody because there were so many people involved, but everybody in the city, because it was a big undertaking to get this court back into our city as quick as we did. And everybody that was involved, thank you very, very much. And with that, I would like to make a motion to receive and file the police, fire, and EMS reports for the month of November 2023.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second to receive and file the fire, police, and EMS reports for the month of November 2023. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I just before I go to Commissioner Watson, I want to say that we did, as a commission and city, receive a letter from Judge Telsey commending how fast we were able to get everything back in order. So just kudos to everybody. But we did get that letter, and I thought it was really nice to receive that and acknowledging all of the work that went into getting the courts back in the city of Millville.
It was a very heavy lift. Like I say, I can't
Absolutely.
name people, so I will forget people.
Yeah.
It was just a very heavy lift, and again, thank you, everybody.
Commissioner Watson, please.
I do have an update from the Streets and Roads Department for mid-December. 537 tons of loose leaves were collected. Residents can still place loose leaves out to the curb until the 31st. The Streets and Roads Department will be making one more final pass for collection after the first of the year. Streets and Roads cut and hauled around a dozen trees out on the roadways from Sunday night's storm. As of this morning, we're still waiting on Atlantic City Electric to remove wires on Glasstown Road and also Lakeshore and Willow in Laurel Lake. As soon as we get the okay from Atlantic City Electric, the Streets and Roads will remove the fallen trees if they haven't already. Streets and Roads also had some flooding issues due to the amount of rain that fell in a short period of time from that same storm. All the streams are full and obviously can't handle the volume. But thank you to Streets and Roads and the engineering part for working together to try to prevent this, as it's always ongoing. I would also like to give a special thanks and show some appreciation to a department that works behind the scenes. It's our fleet garage department. There's only two workers, Gary Anderson and Kyle Mason, under the supervision of Randy Quay. And we have a lot of vehicles, public safety vehicles included. It's a lot for only three guys to work. They do a good job to keep those vehicles and equipment up and running, and making sure our other city employees that use that equipment and vehicles, they're safe. Like I said, it's just a department that works behind the scenes. So thank you guys. If anybody has any questions or concerns, please call Streets and Roads at 856-825-7000, extension 7388. Up in the new year, we have some new changes. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are already aware. Thank you for our recycling coordinator for being here to answer any questions that anybody might have. He also brought with him a couple pages that we've been sent. Thank you to all involved, including Susan, CFO. She's awesome. Real quick, I'm just going to read this for some changes coming up in the new year. Effective February 1st, 2024, there will be a change to the way that bulk furniture and appliances are collected. Currently, bulk furniture is collected by the ACUA with an allowable 2 items per week with your regular trash. Appliances are picked up by Streets and Roads Department during the last full week of the month. As of February 1st, 2024, bulk furniture and appliances will be collected by Streets and Roads Department only during the last full week of the month. There will be a limit of 2 items per month for bulk furniture and 2 items per month for appliances. City residents are required to call Streets and Roads to schedule pickup no later than 3 p.m. on the Friday before the last full week to schedule your items for collection. If you do not schedule your items ahead of time, they will not be collected. Streets and Roads Department, again, 825-7000, extension 7388, if you had any questions for that. Obviously, these changes come from cost, and if anybody has or hasn't had the opportunity to grab this, It's something good to look at, and you can kind of see what we're faced up against. So that's kind of all I have.
Is that information on the bulk furniture and items going to be dispersed by letter to all of the residents? Because I'm sure not everybody read or watches this meeting and or gets on YouTube and watches it or goes on our website. Is it going to be mailed to residents?
That notice will be included with the bill for the trash utility.
So when they get their first bill, they're going to find out. I think that's wrong. Can we get that sent out ahead of time? Like, is there? You're
I will
going to
check
get
what I
people
can-
that are mad that
I
are
under-
finding
I
out
understand.
February 1st that they can't put
I
their
will check
trash
with the
out.
tax office and see if we can send it out ahead of time. What I would also suggest is that we take the initiative and post it on Taking Back Millville and,
Who would you like to
again.
post that information on the
We could,
websites?
well, not only on our website, but on all the Facebook pages that are running amok with information that is, I'll do it myself. I mean, I'm gonna
I
do it.
don't think that's a good idea,
Well, I'm gonna
personally.
do it.
Well, you can do it, and you
Yeah.
can answer all of the nonsense that comes
Well,
through,
then-
that's
well, You
fine.
wanna get the information out there.
It's
to let it
already out there. Yeah.
I understand, I'm just trying to think of the professional
I
way to
understand you
do
want out
it
sooner.
and to make sure
You
that
want it out
residents,
sooner.
I do, I wanna make sure that
Well-
somebody in February or that wants to put their large bulk items out that didn't get the information, didn't call, and they didn't know they didn't have to call, and now it's sitting out in the cold and we got 2 feet of snow, rarely that we would, but maybe some blizzard comes through, and now we've got a couch that's soaked, yeah, I'm just, that's all, we're gonna get calls
can-
and stuff, so.
Completely agree with the frustration of anybody.
I'm being a
with
frustrated
the-
resident right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm kind of there with you, but the information that was provided and kind of just like being a part of it and listening to all the hardworking people that kind of put all this together with these changes, there wasn't much of a choice.
No,
And
I'm,
then,
I'm
I
not saying
mean-
it doesn't need to be
No,
done.
no,
I'm just
I-
saying, how can we
Yeah,
prepare
no.
the residents before this happens, before they just get, oh, here's your first tax bill, your first
Absolutely.
trash bill, and oh, by the way, you can only do this time of the month now, and you have to call. And what happens if we're booked and they can't pick up their items, so they already put their furniture out for that pickup, but now you guys can't pick it up?
Well, they'll be calling by the Friday before, so it won't be out yet.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
The information is also already on the website.
I understand. I understand that. I'm trying.
But
I'm
for
just
those
playing the
who-
devil's advocate
yeah,
here.
no, for
I'm going to
those
be
of
the
you that
difficult
don't
one who's
watch-
somebody who's 90 years old in our community who said, "Hey, son, Johnny, I need you to come take this sofa out. I don't want it anymore. Can you come down this weekend? I need it to be picked up next week." He's gonna call the week before. Johnny's gonna come down and move it, and you're gonna go, "Well, guess what? We're too busy. We can't pick it up." I'm just. How are we dealing with those issues? I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't ask, but I just want to know.
Communication's key. You know what I mean? We kind of already discussed that in the work session.
Yeah, I mean, there
So,
is, I'm
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No,
I'll wait till I,
as far as like we did, we're working on updating the website. Some of this information that is in this packet that you see. I mean, this was created like last week, end of last week. We're still getting used to these changes, let alone trying to work out the details of it. And we're also working with ACUA, to make sure that they're interested in still working with us, because obviously we know the cost of that's going to be insane. So kudos to Chris and like Susan, and everybody else I know I'm forgetting, but they do a good job trying to work this out. And unfortunately, with the time that's spent looking into things, it just takes a little bit of time. As far as communicating, absolutely. If to be honest with you, before I started getting petitions signed, I don't have Facebook, I don't have social media, I don't have none of that. So when I got that first bill of this utility that's supposed to be coming out next year, I would have no clue about it because I never attended a meeting and I never watched the meeting before this. So yeah, I could understand the frustration. So we'll get together maybe tomorrow and try to figure out our options and see what we could do to help out the residents with, communicating to them and, kind of tell them what's expected.
Please don't take my questions the wrong way. It is
No,
just
it's constructive.
I'm trying to be the frustrated resident that's sitting right there going, "Oh well, my son Johnny was going to come down and put that outside," and I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I know this has been something that was unexpected and that you've worked very hard. Everybody has, and I get it. But as a resident, of first of all, a female, if I said, hey, I need someone strong to peek this out, and then I had called and it wasn't able to get picked up, I'd be like, well, when is it gonna get picked up?
Well, I believe
So-
the brochure was just put together, what,
Last week.
last week.
So
Yeah,
that's
so
just
we could try to work
questions.
on-
That's just the random thought popped in my head. Hey, there you go, something else to kind of keep on the
Yep,
radar.
That's
but
what we need to
And
make
that's
sure it's
also
clear.
why we're announcing it tonight, to try and get 3 commission meetings. You know,
Yeah.
Where it's gonna be announced before it takes effect.
Okay. No, and I appreciate that. I just sorry, there were my random.
No, we have, it's all constructive. You know, you bringing that up, you know, it's very good points for what a lot of people are thinking. So we'll do our best to try to communicate better.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's something to add it to people who are answering the phones or whatnot. Say, make sure you're aware of what's going on. Did you check our website for recent updates? I don't know, just to get it out there.
Absolutely.
All right, sorry, but I appreciate the information. Vice Mayor.
Okay, well, first things first, since we're on that subject, I will post it on the assorted websites that people read in the town, just so the information's out there. I can't control their comments, I can't control the good ones or the lunacy that exists.
Well,
I'll
could we,
post it anyway, and we'll see what happens.
we could possibly turn comments off option.
Not
That
if you
won't
don't
be up to
control
me,
the
that would even
page.
be up to the administrators of those sites. I don't administrate any
Oh,
of those
are you
sites.
talking any, okay.
Yes, I
broader.
don't administrate any of those other outside sites.
If
Let
we're
me make
gonna
that
put,
clear.
if we're gonna put anything on a Facebook page and turn off the comments, you better get a sharp knife and make it very less painful when you cut
I
your
don't,
own throat.
I don't agree with that, but that's your personal
You know
page.
me,
That's
I'm
you.
gonna do what
I
I'm
get-
gonna do.
That's your personal page.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I received an email from the CFO, and I just want to explain the tax savings for the creation of the utility and what would have happened if we didn't do it. So with the creation of the solid waste and recycling utility, the expenses previously included in the budget used in the development of the annual tax rate will now be funded by the solid waste utility fees. So in other words, the money that we were using taxes for to pick up your trash and dispose of your trash will now come out of the trash utility rather than your normal property taxes. So if the solid waste and recycling utility were not created, the following expenses would have been required to be included in the 2024 budget, which would have affected the overall tax rate in addition to any other increases in expenses. So the actual cost of the ACUA trash collection contract was $1,104,966. The landfill solid waste disposal cost, that's commonly known as tipping fees, which is what it cost us to dump the waste into the landfill. Now, that's estimated at $880,000. That's estimated on previous years plus the increase in fees for that. With the new additional expenses of apartment complexes, that would be between $350,000 and $450,000. This is the driving force for us to create the trash utility. It's the apartment complexes, and specifically Oakview, which started this whole mess by wishing us to reimburse them for their trash expenses. Corporate greed is corporate greed. So that's the way it goes, and then we have to deal with the aftermath because of laws and case law. So the estimated total, that will be solely funded by the waste and recycling utility fees and no longer be part of the current budget, is between $2,564,000 and $2,664,000. So the difference between the trash collecting contract, that's going up $21,653. That's the actual amount it goes up per the contract. The disposal costs are going up approximately $12,000. That's estimated because we don't really know what the total tonnage will be. The apartment complex estimate, the best estimate of the CFO was $435,000. So the total estimated increase to your taxes would have been $468,653. We are attempting to avoid a huge amount of that, which is basically the $435,000. So that we're doing this not so we can make more money, so that we can save the taxpayers money by having these folks have to keep paying to take their own trash away. Now, I realize that I'll get into it later if there's any comments, but it negatively impacts condominium associations, et cetera. I understand that. I don't want it to do that. The law is the law. If I could change it, I would change it, but I can't. So, and with that, I'll make a motion to receive and file the tax collector's report for the month of November 2023.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second to receive and file a tax collector's report for the month of November 2023. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, I feel like I talked enough, but I have some updates. We have the winners of the Holiday Home Lighting Contest. First place is 545 Carlton Avenue. Second place is 24 Colores Avenue. Third place is 19 Sheldon Avenue. And the best business was MGM Carpet and Flooring. Congratulations to all of those who participated and won. And thank you for lighting up the town and making a spectacular view for people to see. Let's see. We still have spots open for free swim at the Holly City Family Center on December 26th through the 29th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You must register to participate. In January and February 2024, we'll be holding our very first pet contest, photo contest. We're very excited about this new contest. The rules are as follows. A 4x6 up to 8x12, black and white or colored, no digital enhancements, must be framed, 1 entry per person, and the person must be a Millville resident. All entries must be submitted by February 23rd. We look forward to seeing all of your furry friends. If you have any questions or concerns for any of these events, please contact Millville Recreation Department 856-825-7000, extension 7394. All right, moving on. Ordinances under the second reading, please.
All right, item 1 is an ordinance repealing Millville Code Chapter 46 Personnel Policies in its entirety and adopting a new Chapter 46 allowing the Board of Commissioners to enact personnel policies by resolution rather than by ordinance.
Move the ordinance on second reading.
Second motion.
I have a motion and second on ordinance item number 1. There's a public hearing on this item. If anybody has any questions or comments on this item, please come to the podium and state those. Seeing nobody, will close the public hearing. Any comments of commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to hold a coin drop for the Blizz All-Star Parent Committee on January 13, 2024 and January 14, 2024 at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Road.
Move the ordinance on second reading, item number 2.
Second motion.
I have a motion second on item number 2. There's a public hearing for this item as well. If anybody has any questions or concerns about it, please come to the podium. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments of commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Ordinances on the first reading, please.
Okay. Item 1 is an ordinance renaming the entire length of City Park Drive from the intersection of North Brander Avenue to the intersection of West Main Street is hereby renamed Martin Luther King Drive.
Move the ordinance on first reading.
Junior Drive. Okay.
Second motion.
I have a motion and second on item number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Consent agenda items, please.
Okay, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Board of Commissioners and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the governing body members so request, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of an additional item of revenue in the calendar year 2023 budget, which is now available from the State of New Jersey Department of Transportation, UECA-2-49 Morris River Utility Agreement in the amount of $20,000. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing the cancellation of small delinquent property taxes and municipal charges pursuant to NJSA 40A:5-17. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility record. Item 4 is a resolution amending cut and clean resolution number 333-2023, adopted December 5th, 2023, authorizing special assessment of municipal liens which identified the correct address as 309 South Fifth Street, but incorrectly identified the block and lot, and is hereby amended to change block 379 Lot 3 to block 465 Lot 16. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to participate in the electronic tax sale for delinquent 2023 charges and prior, including water sewer, as per the DCA guidelines, to be held on March 13, 2024. And I just need a motion to approve these items.
Make a motion to approve all consent agenda items.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve all consent agenda items. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolutions, please.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution approving to submit LAAEX-1 award extension application to unexecuted grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the project entitled Riverside Drive Roadway Improvements.
Make a motion on resolution item number 1.
Second motion on resolution item number 1.
I have a motion and a second on item number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution of support for suitability of cannabis business with Happy Cola Brands LLC at Block 526, Lot 5, 328 South 2nd Street.
Move the resolution on item number 2.
Second motion.
I have a motion second on resolution item number 2. Any comments? I'll just thank Damon and Nicole for coming and introducing yourselves and asking for support personally in person with us. So I thank you, and I wish you luck on your endeavors. I have roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
No.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing 2023 to 2024 annual funding for the Millville Vineland Urban Enterprise Zone in the amount of $18,818 for July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
Move the resolution, and with that, I do have the certification of funds in the amount of $18,818, signed by our Chief Financial Officer, Marcella D. Shepard.
Second motion.
A motion and a second on, what number was that? Number 3, right? Sorry,
Yes.
we were on one page and flipped to the other. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution establishing new depository funds with Ocean First for solid waste and recycling utility.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
I have a motion second on resolution item number 4. Any comments?
Yes, this is just so that we can actually create that utility. It's where we deposit the funds, keep them separate from the funds of the rest of the city.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution appointing a negotiating team to represent the city in collective bargaining agreement negotiations, and it will also include Commissioner Hewitt and Commissioner Watson in the committee.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
Motion second on item number 5. Any comments? Thank you guys for stepping up and being a part of that and working as a team. I appreciate that. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution approving shared services agreement between the County of Cumberland and the City of Millville regarding Code Blue Warming Center.
Make motion?
Second motion.
A motion second on resolution item number 6. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution amending resolution number 280-2023, approving request for performance guarantee release for 719 Orange Street LLC as submitted by the city engineer in compliance with NJSA 40:55D-53 municipal land use law.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
A motion second on resolution number 7. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to enter into a contract with our Briscoe Enterprises Incorporated for equipment rental with operator for Airwork Street Retention Pond as a non-parent open contract in the amount not to exceed $20,000.
Make a motion on resolution item number 8. I also have the certification of availability of funds in the amount of $20,000 to a Briscoe Enterprise, signed by our CFO, Marcella D. Shepherd.
Second motion.
We have a motion, second on resolution number 8. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. And item 9, which was added, is a resolution authorizing approval of settlement agreement with Robin Young in the amount of $60,000 after mediation by Judge Donio.
Move the resolution, item number 9.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second on resolution item number 9. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
No.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
No.
Okay, motion carries.
That's the last one, correct? We don't have any other ones added, right? All right, new business?
There is none, Mayor.
Okay, and public comment, I have now reached the public comment portion of the meeting. If anybody would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, address, any concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rosemary Boris, and I reside at Village Estates in Millville. And I would like to tell you a bit about Village Estates. We are a community of more than 70 residents. We all own our homes and 1/50th of the land, and they happen to be called condominiums. Everyone who lives here pays property taxes and land taxes. 97% of the residents are seniors. We are not a business, as what was described in a multi-dwelling in a prior commissioners meeting. We are just like the other 15 resident homes that are so-called neighbors that happen to live on Miller Avenue. Because we happen to have connected to our home 1 or 2 unit buildings, we look a little different than our neighbors, and we are lumped together in a grouping, again, called multiple dwellings. If I could take a saw and separate my condo from my neighbor who sits over there and turn it around and face Melville Avenue and put a tote out front, my trash and recyclables would be collected. Also, ACUA, the city's provider, drives right by our entranceway, not once but twice, to collect everyone else's trash and recyclables, and will continue to do this after January 1st. With all of that being said, there's a bill called the Kelly Act, the New Jersey Municipal Services Act in the state of New Jersey, and I'm sure you're all familiar with it. And basically what it says is, if you are providing services to the residents of the city and you are like those city residents, it needs to be given to us as part of our taxes. As a condominium association, we follow the rules within the act, such as a master deed, bylaws, rules and regulations, maintenance to the outside of our buildings and our common elements, trash and recyclable removables, and other services. This law obligates municipalities to either provide certain services or provide communities or reimbursements, those communities for the services. I ask you, where does Village Estates fit within these guidelines? Please look at what we do. We have taxes, we pay the taxes, we pay the land. Our residents just want what other residents in the city of Millville are entitled to, and not asking for anything more. We are senior citizens, and for most part, and our taxpayers and our voters. From where we are standing, we feel we're being discriminated against, and we're certainly not happy about it. I would also like to thank Chris Finch for his time in meeting with the Condo Association. He came out on December 7th and gave us some guidance in where we go from here. He also notified us at that time that this goes into effect on January 1st. Prior to that date, our dumpsters will be taken away. Since that time, I have contacted 9 trash removal services. 3 of them cannot comply with what our needs are. I am working with 3 other vendors, one of which their truck is too big to go into our roads. So we are in limbo with the other 2. Come January 1st, when our dumpers have been taken away, I'm sure, I'm not sure where the community's trash and recyclables will go. Will they be sitting in the empty hole where the dumpsters were? Will they be sitting on their front porches? We don't have bins, we don't have totes. I don't know where to go from here. And I would like your consideration to review our situation as being homeowners and also landowners of our property. I thank you for your time and hope that you'll take consideration into the residents of Village Estates, and happy holidays to everyone. Thank you.
Can I answer some of the points? Sure. What you refer to as the Kelly Act is what the problem is.
I know that.
Because and specifically, NJSA, which is a statute, 40:66-1.3,
Yes.
is a statute that deals with, it requires reimbursement of multifamily dwellings for the cost of solid waste collection. But there's another statute, and it's 40:67-23.3, which is reimbursement of what are called qualified private communities for the cost of solid waste collection. And a qualified private community includes condominiums. So the scheme of the new ordinance is to treat everyone the same. So there would be a utility that would provide solid waste and recyclable collection and disposal only to residential units of 10 units and under. So if you're a multifamily dwelling like Oakview, or you're a condominium complex, if you exceed the 10 units, then you're not going to be part of the utility. Now what does that mean? What that means is that none of your tax dollars are going to be used for any cost of solid waste or recyclable collection or disposal in the city. The utility is going to fund all of that, and the utility will be funded by fees that are going to be assessed only to the people that are subject to the utility, and that would be residential units of 10 units or under. And now, why did we do this? We did it because we had multifamily apartment complexes approach us, one in particular that had 210 units, and they said, hey, under the Kelly Act, you've got to reimburse us. Don't worry, it's only $45,000 a year. And then we started looking at what the cost would be providing the reimbursement, which is in essence what you're stuck with a large apartment complex. You can't put toters in a large apartment complex. They just don't work, and the ACUA confirmed that. We would be looking at between an additional $340,000 and I believe $450,000 in expense that we're not bearing now. So it was in response to that we had to deal with this. By the way, our ordinance is modeled after Vineland's, and the Vineland ordinance has exactly the same provision concerning condominium complexes as ours does. And I think theirs has been in effect, if I'm not mistaken, since 2011. The problem is the cost of solid waste collection. It's impossible to get drivers that have a CDL license because of competition with trucking companies. The cost of workers' compensation insurance has gone through the roof. The cost of diesel fuel has gone through the roof. The reason we have a shared services agreement with the ACUA is the last time we went out to bid, and I was around for the prior commission, we only had one. You say you had 9 that you looked at. We only had 1. I mean, we were stuck with one hauler, and the decision was made to do what Vineland and Bridgeton did and to enter into a shared services agreement with the ACUA. The problem is the ACUA is raising their rates for the 5th year of the contract, and they no longer are doing business with Vineland and Bridgeton. And what we're trying to do is to encourage them to renew their agreement with us, because we're concerned that if we lose the ACUA, it's going to be very difficult to find a hauler. And I think Vineland recently went out to bid and attracted no response, no bids.
Brock.
So what do you do then? You have to purchase trucks.
I understand. So I feel like we're getting into a lot
Yeah.
of repeat, and I know
Yeah,
Rosemary
and
watched
I
the last
understand.
meeting. However,
Yeah.
so I'm going to try, based on our conversation, I want questions answered. So it's not coming out of their tax dollars. Are condominiums, are these residents going to get charged $20 a month?
No.
No. Okay. Whose dumpster company was on your property currently? ACUA.
Yes,
The
Okay.
ACUA was providing dumpsters.
yes.
Okay, so they're picking it up because ACUA is not doing that anymore. That's not us saying,
No, that's the company.
that's the company saying they are unable to
pull 'em out, yeah.
haul that anymore.
Right.
So is there an HOA that you guys have, or?
I'm the president.
Okay.
I'm concerned because those trucks can get in and get out without any problems. I've had one person flat out said, it can't happen. We can't get in there.
Right, so this is a
And
contract
manure.
that your HOA had with ACUA?
No.
No,
We've had.
That was with us?
With
I'm just
you.
trying to understand, I want to
Yeah.
make
The
sure.
city was providing the service to them.
Right.
Via the ACUA.
But because of this Kelly Act, we were then to reimburse them. Is that my
would've
understanding?
had to.
We would have had to,
Well, we were
based,
picking it up, so we wouldn't
Well,
have.
We
we
were
provided the
we were actually servicing them. The problem is there are other multifamily complexes and condominiums that we were not either servicing or reimbursing. And that's what would cost us between
The 400,
$340 and close to $500,000
Do they all
additional.
pay taxes on their land and on their property?
Everybody pays taxes, yeah.
Well, I know some of the ones, I can't remember the name, down 47, were renting their land from the owner.
But that's the Liberty Village,
Yeah.
that's unique.
so what does a condominium have, what do they have, they have to find their own hauler at this point?
They're subject to the same resort that a apartment complex is. That is, if they have more than 10 units, then they are not going to be part of the utility. They're not going to be assessed a fee, but then they're going to be responsible for providing their own
Trash removal.
solid waste and recyclable collection and disposal.
Let me ask you this question. We are not an apartment building. We are 16 separate units. We look like large branch homes. Some are 2 units, some are 3 units. It just depends on where you are
Why
in the
can't we
community.
why can't they get is it,
Can I answer?
Yeah.
I have received a call from one of your previous board members. I think you know that, right? So I had an extensive conversation with her.
sure you
It was-
did.
It was over an
oh, I
hour.
heard about, okay,
And,
no,
and in the
yeah, okay.
meantime, you know, you
I
asked
didn't
about
answer the
that,
phone. I
why they
didn't
can't
hear.
get totes. It's the law that is making us do this. To comply with that law, if we give them totes, then we have to give everybody totes. So we're right back to the same,
And we don't have any place to put totes.
correct. So I can carry on a little bit, not carry on, speak on, I'll carry on a lot, but I'm trying not to do that now. So I
So
asked
what
Brock
do
to
you
look into this.
suggest?
I asked Brock to look into this extensively. I looked for ways around it, and there aren't any. I asked about the ACUA continuing the service with you if you would pay them.
We'll pay
and
'em.
They're not allowed to do it because they are an entity, and we have,
Of the utility.
they're a utility
Yeah.
separately, so they can't enter into
Okay.
that contract. So you know, I figured you guys would pay them, and I told Mary Ann this when I talked to her.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tried to look around this for you guys, I really did. You're gonna have to find your own hauler, I know you don't wanna hear that.
Well,
And it's gonna be difficult, I know that as well. I mean, if there's anything I can do to help, I'll try to help you, but I don't know what there is
well,
I can do to
I
help.
may call upon you to see if you can give me any more names.
I
I
will
went to
try.
the dentist yesterday, and I saw a dumpster outside his office, and I said, who's your trash man? And I got the phone number and the name from him.
Well, Mary Ann has my number, so.
I know. Probably on speed dial.
I think the thing everybody should remember, though, is the city may be in exactly the same boat, because we may have trouble getting
Right, and
that
that's what
hauler.
I said to you ladies previously, that we are hoping to continue a relationship with ACUA through 2025. However, they could
We don't know.
say,
Yeah,
we
they
don't
could say
know, and we could be in a completely different boat in a year and a half or so,
And then-
or
and
less
then
than that.
The only
too.
alternative is to go out and buy all the trucks, and then to spend $1 million on wages to staff them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a horrendous cost.
Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you looking into any alternatives. And I have Chris on speed dial if I need him. And we'll just go from there. Hopefully,
some
we'll
young
find
people come
someone, and maybe you'll find a solution for
If
us
you
also.
get her to give me a call, or you give me a call and give me the list you have, and I'll see if I know any other haulers that I
Okay.
can put you in touch with.
I will.
I mean, what happens if
Thank
come
you.
January 1st, their stuff's removed? Where are they putting their trash?
Looks like anywhere we can.
I mean, that's a little bit of a concern, like,
I'm sure there's gonna be somebody out there, but I don't know what the cost is gonna be for it.
I
if
think-
anybody's watching and
Right.
wants to go into business, this is,
I think that Chris had indicated to me before that there were some haulers that would provide toters, assuming they would fit in a complex. You have to pay for it.
Those are the
And they
names
would
I
come and
have.
pick them up.
Those are the names I have from Chris. So we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't like this.
Hi, Greg Heers, Peach Drive. I have a couple things about the trash authority or whatever it is, and then I have a question. The first thing is, since one of the new scopes of service is going to be that kind of this a la carte, you call to like get your things hauled, that means that we're going to have our workers like lifting, moving heavy things. So that could have an impact, I would imagine, on workman's comp, because I mean, my dad used to work in a factory, so I have a vague inkling. So I guess my question is, what's going to be the impact on the city's, not only the workman's comp, but the JIF for the city next year, because that's going to have to be factored in, right? Because we're looking at like a possible increase in like shoulders, elbows, and like, I guess, feet and back. Feet in case, you know, you drop something, but I don't know. It's not really a question, I guess it's a concern.
I can
I don't
actually
know, it
answer
just
that.
concerns me that that might impact our JIF next year, that you're gonna have workers that, you know, might lift something that, oh, my back, and now you have another workman's comp claim that otherwise would have happened to an ACUA person, and I hate to say it this way, that was covered under their insurance and was their problem.
For
The other thing I guess I
sorry.
see as a benefit, it's, as a hiker, I do look forward to the increased trash I'll see out there, because soon I'll be able to start my junk collection business, and that'll be great, because I've already saw the preview on the way into Union Lake today with the dumped furniture that came from nowhere. So I imagine that'll be every remote cul-de-sac in Millville soon. I feel bad for Schooner Landing Road, really. And my last thing is a question. I saw there was a notice out for paralegal services. I was wondering what they were for. I saw a public notice. It closes on the 28th of this month. It was for paralegal services for the city. I was just curious what that was. Nothing? Okay, I was just wondering. I was just curious. That's all.
I don't have the answer to the paralegal, but I'm sure Chris could probably clear it up better than I can as far as the concern with, you know, our guys, you know, lifting heavy pieces of furniture or, you know, the appliances. Once it's to the curb, we plan on using equipment to move those items. Do you want to elaborate on anything, or?
Yeah. We have a stake body truck with a lift gate that we currently use for the appliances. So the guys aren't actually lifting them, they're just walking them onto the lift gate, and then the lift gate picks them up into the truck. As far as the furniture, we're gonna use one of our claws and a trash truck with a chute on it, just like we do for leaves. So there won't be much, if any, lifting done by employees for that.
So it'll be technical breakdowns rather than people breakdowns we have to repair. Got it.
I mean, either way, the equipment has to be worked on and has to have the maintenance because we're
Can
using for other
happen now, we
things.
do those things now.
But, yeah, no, it's okay. And then, also with the, you made a comment about the scheduling. You were calling in before the Friday before collections. And we kind of discussed that, and it was kind of agreed upon that if, you called in ahead of time, it gave our department, like if we're on the west side of town, we could hit each street, it made it more efficient. This way so we can kind of have a route plan so we're not wasting time driving back and forth to different residents across town. That's what that was for.
Yeah, instead of having the truck run the entire route and use more fuel, have more wear and tear, which would lead to the breakdowns that you mentioned, we'll have a list of the addresses that they have to go to for each trash day, and, here's the 5 stops you have for today. They can go right to them and come back, reducing the wear and tear on the vehicles, and also having time to get more tasks done other than just that one for that day.
And this is all the attempts to work with the ACUA to make sure they stay in Millville. Or to help stay in Millville.
Jonathan Murky, Churchill Drive, and also Millville Church of the Nazarene. Just want to take an opportunity to thank all of you for your commitment to our community, to our city. I know you hear a lot of complaints, but a lot of us are grateful for all the ways that you invest in us. And also take the opportunity to wish everybody and our city a very Merry Christmas. It's a great season of hope and joy, and I pray it'll be that way for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Murky.
Seeing nobody else, will close the public comment portion for this evening. Go to closing comments of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek.
I just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I apologize for my voice. I am an active sports fan, so I do not normally sound like this, but go Flyers. Hey, that's all, Mayor.
Commissioner Watson.
It's been a busy year for Streets and Roads. Thank you for the employees like Chris and all the work that he does. Thank you to Wayne and Randy and all the guys at Streets and Roads. I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. From my family to everybody, I know it's not really a good thing to have, with this utility. Everybody's not really happy with it. But for my family to all of yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holidays. Thank you.
Commissioner Hewitt.
Yes, same thing. I want to wish everybody a great Christmas, New Year. Millville's got a Christmas present coming. Our chief and guys are out looking and doing the final inspection of our new ladder truck, which means it should be here in January. Another advancement for public safety moving forward. Thank you.
So since this is the last regular meeting of the year, I want to kind of look at some of the stuff that we did accomplish during the year. So as far as getting property back on the tax rolls, we have 2 North High Street, 204 South 10th Street. Soon we will have 10 Buck Street, and that's all properties that were in public hands that'll be back on the tax rolls to help alleviate some of the problems we have with money. Moving forward in the area of economic development, which we owe a great debt to our administrator and economic development guru, Mr. Campari. We have 400 acres scheduled for multi-industrial development, and that's so we don't put all our eggs in one basket. That's warehouses, that's factories, that's everything. We've upgraded software across the entire city. We've upgraded our IT services, and we did that at a savings to the taxpayer by contracting some of that out. We have improved our website, and we now have a social media presence, which we are consistently working on improving. We've instituted, we've had it, but we've instituted a tuition reimbursement policy in order to retain and promote our employees from within. We also, with our state and county partners, have a rebirth of the Nab Avenue project, which that's a countywide project, and it will have a regional impact to the entire area with the development of the airport. We have paved 2.87 miles of roads, That's Riverside Drive, Columbia Avenue, Wade Boulevard, and Orange Street. We have fixed 2,300 linear feet of sidewalk and handicap ramps, including Sharp Street, Riverside Drive, Columbia Avenue, Pine Street, and the dreaded City Hall front ramp. So the cost of the NJ DOT improvements completed, this is through grant money through the NJ DOT, so we do get grant money. The total cost of all that was $2,539,847. So that's thanks a lot of hard working for the engineering department. So for next year coming up, we've applied for the second round of funding for Pleasant Drive, and we were awarded just under $1 million for that project. We applied for the first round of funding for North 10th Street and Gates Boulevard through the Local Impact Freight Fund, and we're requesting $1.5 million for that. We've also applied for municipal airport aid, New Jersey Airport Improvement Program, for $1.39 million to handle drainage problems out there. So, then I'll get to the Water and Sewer Department. I could keep going with a lot of this stuff, but I'll cut it a little short just to get it done on and go into Christmas Eve. So for the water utility, we installed a new generator at the airport treatment facility after the loss of the one that was in a fire. We did that. It was reimbursed by insurance. We installed 17 new services with taps. 34 leaking services were replaced. We repaired 6 main breaks, replaced 3 fire hydrants, replaced 1 valve, and abandoned 10 leaking services that are no longer being used. The sewer department, we cleaned 19.66 miles of sewer line. We ran the camera through 6.42 miles of sewer line. There was 152 sewer calls. 34 of them were our problem. We took care of them. In addition, we're updating the pump station on Ireland Avenue, and we inspected many trunk lines. So we did get a lot of work done for your tax dollars. We're always looking for ways to save money. We're always looking for ways to help. Sorry for some of the bad news with the trash utility. It was unavoidable. And with that, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And that's all I have.
I appreciate everybody's updates, and Vice Mayor, appreciate that update. It's been a busy, I'd say 2 years for our commission, and a lot of hard work from everybody. So it's hopefully a positive looking to 2024. I know we've already gotten some comments on Facebook about the trash since you made the comments, so people are watching. So I really just hope everybody gets the correct information here from City Hall, the commissioners, the department heads. If you have questions, please reach out to us as you ladies have this evening. You know, it's not something that we want to do. However, the circumstances are what they are. I still think the departments are trying to do their best to figure it out. And again, I appreciate all your hard work. That's not something we want to do. And we want to better the community moving forward. I would just, you know, if you have a solution, let's bring it to the table. You know, let's not bash the city. And hey, if you have a better idea, send an email, call us, let us know. We'd love to hear your solutions or ideas because we're open to them. Other than that, I really hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I know Hanukkah has already passed, but Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrated. You know, Kwanzaa's coming up, and however you may celebrate your holidays with your family, I hope you have a safe and happy holidays, and may God continue to bless all of you and the city of Millville. I just ask for